Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. If you are new here in my channel, my name is Bia. I'm a Portuguese illustrator and I have a shop where I sell all things stationery like notebooks, notepads, pins, and I also sell a lot of sticker sheets and vinyl stickers. And this video have been asked for a while for me to film and explain how I basically do my stickers from start to finish. I print and cut my stickers here in the studio all by myself, and I'll be talking about all the materials that I use in just a little bit. I really hope this video helps you deciding if you are thinking about buying one machine that cuts stickers and everything, or just if you are curious about how all the process works, because I know I was before starting all of this. First of all, I'll be talking about materials, then I'll show you how I mount the sticker sheet, and then we'll go to the computer and I'll show you how is the whole process of mounting and printing and cutting. So let's go. Okay, let's talk about materials. So first of all, let me show you the sticker paper that I use. So I buy this off Amazon and I use the Evergreen Goods brand. I use the matte white vinyl for my vinyl stickers. I use the matte white paper also from Evergreen Goods for my sticker sheets, basically. I also get this one from Amazon, and I'll leave links in the description for all the materials that I'm mentioning right now. And I use this Figgle, I don't even know how to pronounce it, one for my brand stickers, like logo stickers, shipping stickers, all of that. And I buy this one from a shop here in Portugal, and I'll leave links as well for that. For mounting the stickers and putting everything together, I use my iPad and my Apple Pencil, but you can do the stickers and the drawings, all the illustrations traditionally, and you can put this on the computer, and I'm going to show the process of only after the illustrations. So basically the process that I'm going to use, you can use in the computer in a program where you can draw, like Photoshop or Corel or anything else really, where just you can draw lines around the drawings. Then for printing my stickers, I use the Canon Pixma IX6850. It's an A3 printer, and I really love the quality and the saturation that you can get from it. And to cut my stickers, I use the Silhouette Cameo 1. It's the older model. I bought it in secondhand and I really like it. It's a little bit loud and noisy, and it doesn't have all the new functions that like the Cameo 4 and the Cameo 3 have, but it's more than enough for stickers, and I really like how it works and everything, and I'll be showing you more on that later as well. These are basically all the materials that I use. So after doing the illustrations, I mostly do my illustrations on the iPad. I really like it. It's super intuitive and nice, and you can get like a lot of detail in your illustrations. And I'm going to be showing you how I do the sticker sheet specifically, because I need to restock some for an order that I got during this week. So yeah, I'm going to show you how I do everything from start to finish. So I start with a blank canvas like this, and then what I do is I never illustrate directly on the sticker sheet. I illustrate it like in a normal A4, and then I would save my illustrations without any background, so in PNG, and I export them to the sticker sheets. I always do the sticker sheets in A4, so because on the iPad, when you resize items, normally you lose quality. So since I do the illustrations in A4, I also do my sticker sheets in A4, and then I resize them on the Silhouette software that you'll see later. So this is A4 canvas, and after saving all the illustrations in PNG, I export them to my new canvas here, and I basically just paste them and play around with them to see how they look better on the whole sheet. I try to put the same designs apart so they are not all together. So this is basically what I do. Basically I grab them and I play around with them to see where they would fit better. And this is how everything looks together after playing around and messing everything up, just to see how it will look like. As you can see, I never put the same design together. I always try to leave them apart because I think it just looks better. So that's basically why I do it. As you can see here, I also leave some space apart between the drawings because you want to leave some space for the border you're going to add later for when you cut the designs. What I do next is add my logo. I always try to have my logo in here or in the or here in the bottom. And then I add the name of the sticker sheets. I always use the 6B pencil to do this, and how I do it is I try to see the colors that I use on the drawing. For doing that, you just need to click on the screen for a little and then this appears, and you can color drop the colors and this will select the color that you are using. And I just go around and select a bunch of colors and I just use them to write the sticker sheet name. And for this kind of sticker sheet, I always put a little bit of like decoration because I just think it looks a lot better and a lot more cute. For example, on this one I added some dots and some stripes. On these coffee ones I added some coffee grains and some stripes and dots as well, and I just think it puts everything together. You can use like things from the same theme and everything, and I think it looks very cute. Then after the look it's like all finished and everything, I do my like contour. I used to do that on the Silhouette Studio, but the new versions of the Silhouette Studio do the contouring automatically, and you'll see what I mean when we go to the Silhouette Studio. So what I do is I do the contouring of the stickers here on Procreate. I put this without any background so as I can see if I'm on top of something. And since I work with my drawing like with textures, as you can see here, like the drawing, it's not the outside, it's not perfect. So even if I put this on the silhouette and the contouring, it's not automatically, the contouring will be with this kind of texture, so it will be like this and not straight. That was the main reason why I started to do this, because the silhouette will read it a lot easier. So what you're going to need is a brush that has no textures. I use the monoline brush over here, but you can use all the other ones that you are comfortable with. I use the monoline because it maintains like the same shape as you go, so I like that, and it maintains the same size. I normally work with it in like the maximum size, and I create a layer underneath all the illustrations so that the contouring will be underneath all the illustrations, and I just make the contouring all in the same layer. You have to keep in mind that for these sticker sheets, most of the stickers will print and cut really small, so you don't want to make a lot of details on the contouring. Otherwise, when you try to get them out of the sticker sheet, they won't come out very easily because they are so detailed. So you have to keep that in mind when you are doing sticker sheets with like really small stickers. And I basically try to like the line to be as perfect as I can. If you want a more detailed tutorial about how I do the contouring on my stickers, I have one on my Patreon page, and yeah. So I basically do this in all the stickers, and this is the final result. So as you can see, that's why we left some space between the illustrations, because you'll need space for this contouring around all the illustrations. And basically the sticker sheets, like the design and the composition is done. What I do now is I save this as a PNG with no background, so you have to be careful because your background can't be selected, and I save it as PNG. So now we are going to put this on the computer and we are going to move on to the Silhouette Studio. So I'm here in the Silhouette Studio, and this is what you have when you open the Silhouette Studio. You can choose the size of the media. Over here I have to choose A4 because that's how we are going to print our sticker sheets. And over here on the registrations marks settings, we are going to turn it on. And I've seen a lot of people who don't know this. So here on the option insert, if you put this arrow like all the way to the left, the registration marks get bigger so that you can use the most of your sheets. And I know some people don't know this, so I thought it was worth mentioning it. Like this, you are all ready to start inserting your sticker sheets and stickers on here on these sheets. This is the final result that we want to have, so I'll explain everything of how you can do the entire thing from start to finish here on the Silhouette Studio. So the first thing we need to do is insert the sticker sheets we created on Procreate here on the Silhouette Studio. So I have them over here, so I basically click and drop here on the Silhouette Studio. As you can see, it's a lot bigger than the actual sheet because remember, we created it in A4, so it won't lose the quality. So we need to resize it. And since the image is in PNG, as I said before, you can see like the silhouette already created the cutting lines. So basically everything that it's like contoured with this red line, it's where the silhouette is going to cut. This is the way you tell the machine where to cut your designs. But as you can see, like here where the things had more textures, you can see like how it created the automatic cutting line. So that's why I wanted to have no texture. This is the difference between something with texture and no textures. As you can see, this also have a cutting line because since it's automatic, everything that it doesn't have a background is inserted in the PNG. The Silhouette Studio will create an automatic contouring, but we don't want to cut either these titles or either these little details we added to the sticker sheets. So I still haven't found a way that I can only select this part because the sticker sheet, since everything it's on the same PNG, it's all together and I can't ungroup them. So what I do is I go here on the rubber thing, I put it in like a small size and I delete just a teeny tiny bit of the title. And what this does, it makes everything separated. As you can see over here, now everything is separated and it's not grouped. So then what I do is I select all the sticker sheets and then I deselect the ones that I want the cutting line to remain untouched, like all these big ones that I want to cut. And then only the other ones that I don't want to cut is selected. This is the easier way than to be selecting dot by dot. And then you can go here on this little square over here, and this tells you what you want to cut or what you won't. If it's on this thing right here with no selection, it will tell the silhouette that you don't want to cut them because it doesn't have any lines and any contouring like these ones. As you can see, these ones that I have to cut now have the red line doing the contouring, and these ones don't have any contouring at all. Now all the illustrations are separated, and what I do to make things easier is that I group them all. So I basically select them all, I click on the right on my mouse, I click on the right and I say group. And here you go. You can always ungroup them if you want, but it's easier to move them around without having to keep selecting them. So let's resize them so there'll be space for like 4 sheets in the same one, or if you want them to be around A5 for it to be 2 sheets. I normally print them like around A6 size, so I put 4 in one sheet, and I'll show you how in a little bit. So one of the questions that I had is, how do you tell the silhouette to cut 2 different lines at the same time? So the silhouette will read the colors of the contouring, and then if you have different colors, you can say that you want a certain cut for like the red and a certain cut to another color. So to do the contouring, I come here on this rectangular here, I choose the ones with like the rounded corners, and I do the rectangular that I want. It's around this size, and then I can resize it. It's too big, like this. So I have the rectangular that I want to cut like around. So what's in the inside, I want to do like a half cut, a kiss cut, and what's on the outside, like this rectangular, I want it to have like a full cut. So what I'm going to do is, since I want this cut to be different from what's on the inside, I have to give it a different color for then when I'm going to the settings of the cut, I can choose like the amount of strength and everything to put on the blade. So we select only the rectangular, and we come here on the left where we were before, and you can see like now it has a red color here on this rectangular. And basically what we are going to do is to select any other color that it's not the same color of the contouring of the inside. I normally choose like a purple or a blue, I don't know why. But yeah, as you can see now, the contouring has a totally different color from the inside, and I'll show you later why we did this. But it's basically to choose different cutting settings, so I'll show you how I do that later. And after having this first one done, what I just do is I try to place it more or less near the cutting lines, because I like my sticky sheets to be this big. So what I just do is I just basic copy and paste, and that's it. Then you can just put them close to each other, but not on top of each other, because otherwise the cutting will be mixed up. And then to fit them on a page, you just select both and you resize them so they will fit. The way you can do this is like select these two, then you can come here on this little button over here, I'm not sure what this is, but you can click here and you can click duplicate, like you can add 2 underneath or just 1. If I click on this one, you will have a duplication of what I have selected here. So if I click here, this will be put automatically on the sheet. I don't like them to match exactly, so I'll just select them and put them a little down below so they'll have a little bit of space between them. What you need to be careful is that the cutting lines can't touch any of this red or any of these black marks over here, or past them, otherwise they won't get cut. The Silhouette can only recognize cutting lines inside these three registration marks, because it will read the registration marks, and that's how the machine knows exactly where to cut. So we have our file ready over here. Now I'm going to show you how I print them. So I come here and I click print, and you can see if everything is correct. I've heard a few people talking about a problem they are having with the Silhouette. So basically, when they come to this part or they save it on PDF or anything, the Silhouette will like put it has like cuts on the drawings and everything, and I think that's like a Mac problem, because only the people that have Macs are having this problem. And I talked to a fellow illustrator, and she told me that she needed to downgrade the Silhouette Studio. So you can go to the website on the Silhouette Studio and download an older version of the Silhouette Studio, and that stopped happening. That doesn't happen to me, but maybe because I'm using a PC and not a Mac. So if that's happening to you, try to install an older version of the Silhouette Studio, and that might do the trick. So I just check if everything is okay, and I click print. And I did a lot of tests and everything, but when I print directly from the Silhouette Studio, I don't know why, but the colors don't get how I want them or anything close. So what I started to do is I save them as PDFs, so I can then print them through Photoshop. And I used a lot of programs, but now I'm just using the Microsoft Print to PDF. This comes already with the computer, and you don't have to install any specific programs. So what I do is I click print, and and I save them as PDFs. And that is saved. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open Photoshop, and I'm just going to drop the PDF on Photoshop. And what you're going to be careful of is that the anti-alias, I don't know how to say it, anti-alias thing can't have any, it can't be selected, otherwise you'll have like marks on your PDFs. So this have to be like this, and you click OK, and here you have your sticky sheet to print. And I just click print. I'm going to say that I want the color management be done with Photoshop and not my printer. I choose the profile that I want for my printer. And you'll have to be careful, because you don't want it to be adjusted for your media. This can't be selected as well, otherwise the Silhouette won't read it. This has to be like this as well. And then I click OK, and I'm going to send this to print on my Canon Pixma. Okay, I have my sheets over here. It's already printed. I have my mats in here. So this is the mat that I'm using to put my designs on my Silhouette. You'll need a mat just like this. When you buy the Silhouette, I think it comes with some mats. I bought 3, like a pack of 3 on Amazon when I got my Silhouette, and they are still getting used, so I still didn't bought new ones. so this will last you a long time. And this already doesn't stick too well, but I like that for my sticky sheets because that way they won't get too sticky on the back. You have to be careful while putting the sheets on the mat because it needs to match the lines over here. Since the mat it's not sticking very well, I'm just going to add some washi tapes on the corners like this. And this is done and ready to go to the silhouette. Okay, I'm going to turn the machine on. This is an older model, so it goes like this. I click OK when the little dot is in here to load the cutting mat, and when it finished cutting, I just click OK on unload. When loading the mat, I just need to make sure that it doesn't pass this line over here with the little arrows. As you can see over here, you can choose the blade in different numbers, and basically as higher the number, higher the blade will come out of the little thing right here. And for these sticker sheets, I always have them on number 3, and you'll see in a little bit how you change these settings on the Silhouette Studio. Okay, let's insert the mat. And now let's go back to the computer so I can show you how you can program the different settings for the cuttings. Okay, we're back in the computer, and now let's go back to the Silhouette Studio. So now our design is already inserted on the machine and everything is fine. So now we need to define the settings for each cut that we have here. So I'm going to click send here on the top right, and you'll define the cutting like in line, so you can define each cutting setting for each color. I already have some settings defined over here. So basically for the red one, we want it to be an half cut or a kiss cut. So what I'm going to choose is from my user defined settings, half cut over here. So as you can see over here, you can select the blade number. As I said before, if you want it to be on a different number, you can set it over here. We have the blade on number 3, so we can say that we want the blade on number 3. In recent models, you can the machine can change the blade automatically, so you can have in the same design one line that you want to cut in like 5 blade number and another's in 3, and the machine will do that automatically. But since I have an older model, I have to cut everything with the same blade number because it's manually changing the blade number. I hope I explained that all right. So on the strength, I put it on a 10, and the speed I put it on a 5. So this is the settings that I have for this paper, and I'm going to show you how you can save them. Since I had other settings for other paper, I had this on 8, but for this paper I want it to be on 10. So what I'm going to do for having this information for later, so you don't have to do this all the time, you click on more and you click on this little plus sign over here, and you can create a new material. So let's say half kiss cut evergreen, because that's the brand that I'm using right now. So right now here you'll choose like the strength that you want, the blade it's already okay, and you want it to pass only one time through the cutting lines, and then you click save. And that way every time you're going to do the settings of your cuttings, you can choose from the user defined ones that you already have saved over here, and it will save a lot of time. So over here on the red, you can see I'm going to choose the new cutting line that I did, like I said, kiss cuts evergreen. So all the lines that have the contouring on red, As you can see over here, I'm going to have these settings that I choose over here. Then on the blue one, I click on the blue, and I basically can choose totally different settings, and that's the thing I like about Silhouette. And I think you can't do this on the Cricut ones, is to have different cutting lines for different objects on the same design basically, and you can have several. I normally just use 2 because that's the ones that I need, but you can have like 5 different colors, and for each color you can basically define settings for the cutting. So on the blue one, if you remember, I wanted a full cut, so I'm going to choose the settings that I already have here for a full cut, and I'm going to put it on a 26 because I think it's enough. I cut it before on 28 and I think it was too much, because I'm now changing here for my computer. I will do this on my laptop, so I'm still passing all my settings to this computer over here. So yeah, basically the cutting lines are defined. If you click on the red one, you can see these are the settings, and if you click on the blue one, these are the settings, and we are ready to send it to cut. So here the machine says it's ready, and I click send. It will read the registration marks, like the black marks that I talked before. So let me show you the machine as I click send. Okay, let's click send over here, and the machine will start to read the cutting lines. As you can see, it's super noisy. I'm just going to put this. As you can see, it's reading, and after reading it will start cutting. As you can see, the machine is now cutting the red lines, so this will always cut on the order that you have here, and so that the sheet doesn't come out of place, I always cut the kiss cut one first because it's only half cut, and then I cut the complete cut around the sheet. And now we wait. So this is just finishing up the red cuts, so let me show you what happens. So the machine kind of stops, and then it will start other cutting settings. And as you can see, it's now cutting the squares around, and I didn't have to do anything because I already chose those settings on the computer over there. It's done. Now I need to take this out of the mat, so I'll just take the washi tape first, and now we just peel them off. Yay! This is why I like the mat not to be so sticky, because you can take the sheets out and they are not curled or anything else. So that's why I like it to be like this. And here's the final result of our sticky sheet. You can peel them very easily. And yay! You have your sticky sheet. That is it for this video. I really hope you learned a lot, and that it's going to help you when you want to start cutting stickers, and that you found it interesting. I think it's so cool that I can do my own sticker sheets and my own stickers, and it's super fast, and you'll get used to all the process and it'll be faster, I promise. So yeah, it's one of the things I enjoy doing the most, even though my machine super noisy, but I think that's the thing about silhouettes. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video and that it was helpful. If you have any questions that I haven't answered in this video, please them down below in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them all and to help you out. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you on the next one. Bye! Bye!